toxic sewage, radioactive waste, infectious fluids. If you've ever wondered why someone would put on the scary yellow suit and wade into all that stuff, just ask this man.
Let's make this the hot zone from that pole to this one.
He'll tell you, the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. Meet Erick McCallum.
Go ahead and give me a reading.
Hell yeah! 0.
I'm president and CEO of the Cleaning Guys, also known as CG Environmental.
All right, you got it. You're going to make it.
The job we're in is not for the faint of heart. The job that we do would make a lot of people pee a little. We deal with wrecks, plant explosions. We roll up on scenes where we've got, people down and no one can go in. We deal with things that'll kill you in one breath. These suits are not what you would get at Home Depot. If something's glowing, we're probably going to step back and talk for a minute and figure it out. But other than that, we've handled it. The gray hair doesn't come from age. It comes from what I do for a living.
CG Environmental. Yes, sir. We can have a truck out there ASAP.
These aren't average spills, and cleanup doesn't come at average prices. Try $1,500 for an easy one. And the bigger the danger, the more expensive it gets. An oil spill? We're talking 5 figures. And cleaning up infectious fluids is so risky, it'll cost you $1 million. But for Erick, it's not all about the Benjamins. His real reward is stability, a luxury he didn't have growing up.
Growing up was rough. My mother passed when I was 12 years old. I knew the things that I wanted in life I was going to have to do on my own. From that point on, I always had at least 2 jobs. I would come clean carpet at restaurants, just laborious jobs. So about 25 years of age is when I started Cleaning Guys. I thought, buy a $5,000 van and get with it.
Erick's work ethic, it's unlike any I've ever seen. It's probably one of the first topics we actually talked about when we went out on our first date. He also explained the non-stop hours of his schedule.
We started out with domestic cleanups, things at homes, but the money's to be made in the commercial end of things. The danger is higher, but again, danger equals dollars. So I did everything in my power to get the large industrial jobs. Some of the needs that these companies wanted in the beginning were beyond what I felt we were ready for, but you can't say no. So I started building equipment that would do it very fast and a lot better job at it. So this is going in James's truck. So it only has 1 blower. Yeah.
And it was this ability to come up with innovative solutions that set Erick apart from the competition. Far apart.
We have equipment that we build here, nobody else has it, and we've been very blessed to have a lot of success because of the patented equipment.
This is Heidi. This is our super sucker. Anything that gets in its path, it's going to lift it. The craziest thing that we've ever done, we had 20 and 30-pound catfish that came down. Those fish couldn't live in these little bitty creeks, so they all died. And we had thousands of huge fish covered in maggots. We were able to suck all these fish up. It was gross, but that's a job for Heidi. This is one of our hazmat trailers. We have lots of equipment that's ready to go at a moment's notice. A brass tool. Brass is non-sparking, and we have to utilize tools that don't create static electricity or spark. You can imagine drilling a hole in a gasoline tanker. You make your butt pucker a little bit. I'll be on standby if something happens to run in.
Erick had built a reputation as one of the best commercial cleaners in the business. And that's why in the fall of 2014, he got the call.
We want to begin this morning with a growing concern over Ebola in America. A Dallas family has now been removed from an apartment they shared with the first patient to be diagnosed with the virus in the U.S.
We were called on the Ebola. We had a big decision to make. We really wrestled with it, quite honestly, because everybody's lives were on line. But the decision was made that we were going to grab our gear and go take care of the city of Dallas.
5 days after Ebola victim Thomas Eric Duncan was taken from this Dallas apartment, hazmat crews moved in to remove everything he might have contaminated.
It was a mess, and it was very dangerous. We had lots of fluids, from vomit to feces to sweat everywhere, but they did everything right, and we knocked it out of the park.
Sure, Erick's expert handling of a deadly situation got him a lot of attention, but his success has been long in the making.
20 years ago, the Cleaning Guys started out with humble beginnings, from one rusty van to now 35 trucks, 40 employees, 4 locations around Texas, and we're projected to gross $20 million this year. We try and net 30, some jobs 40% even.
That translates to a projected profit of $8 million in 2015, the kind of cash that's allowed Erick to pamper himself with power tools, of course.
Well, this is my working man's man cave. The typical man cave you see has got little neon lights and foo-foo-y bars and tools they've never touched. This is a real man's man cave. 3,000 square foot toy box. I build cars, and I built Corvettes and trucks and Jeeps, everything. This is my baby. This is Eleanor, GT 500E. Watched Gone in 60 Seconds one time, saw the car, and I said, that's the next car I'm building. 60 days, I can have a car turned around fast. Unfortunately, I went through a divorce with it, so it took a little longer than normal. I could have got over my ex-wife with a Pinto, but this does a lot better. Can I say that? Is that good? It gets more looks than anything, and it's very fun to drive.
And when Eric isn't splurging on Eleanor, there's another special lady he loves to spoil. His wife.
Just looking at these plans, we want the front entryway to have very thick posts.
My wife has dreamed about living in Colorado her whole life. So we purchased 35 acres, sits on the Platte River, and we will be building our dream home there that we can retire on and spend the last part of our life on.
Look how giant your shop is, 3,000 square feet.
That's what's important. We have a great thing here. I enjoy what I do.
There's really no secret to running your own business.
It's hard work, tenacity. I think the saying, that kid's got a lot of quit in him.
If you've got a lot of quit in you, you need to punch a clock somewhere.